What the? What are you doing out here? Come on. So this has been a highly requested video to go ahead and check out what the apartment like is here in the skyrise of downtown Toronto. If you're new to this channel, my name is Richard. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a high performance coach, and I've been living in Toronto, Canada. I'm actually American, based out of California, but I've been here for the past 5-6 months because I moved out here for work ever since I graduated from university at UCLA. And I actually want to take you through what my place is like today. Hope that's all right with you, and show you what my pad is like. So come on. Let's go ahead and go for a tour.
I just hope that you will.
So as you walk through the front door right here, you're gonna be met by this long hallway all the way down, right? And this long hallway all the way down here pretty much leads to the bedroom, the bathroom, and traverses across the whole flat. So that's actually what I wanna show you right now.
Deal with your broken heart, no matter what you think, you'll never ever.
Now, as soon as you walk down the hallway, you are going to be met by this right here. This is a canvas that's based off of Monopoly. There's that one icon that if you land on that, you go to jail in Monopoly, right? Well, look at what this says because it is so powerful. It explains that rent is due, and we're talking about success here, right? Because we all know that if you stop pushing in life, when you stop pushing towards your goals, then you start regressing backwards, right? If you're not growing, you're dying, and this is such a huge indication of that. And I put it here specifically because I want to remind myself every day I walk back home and start my day that rent is due today, gotta put in the work. Moving right along, we're heading into the bathroom now, and this bathroom right here is actually my own personal bathroom. This is a 2-bedroom condo on the 27th floor, and one thing I really appreciate coming out of university, I lived in a college apartment that was packed with 4 guys sharing 1 bedroom. It was 2 bunk beds, and definitely didn't have a lot of personal space to myself. So for one of the first times in my life, I get my own bathroom, which to a lot of people might seem like that it's not that big of a deal, but privacy is key. Love the fact that I get this bathroom, so let's check it out. Bathroom's very simple. We have nice little towel holder right here, and then a walk-in shower right over here. And yeah, nothing really special there, just a very normal shower head. And we always have the mirror, right? There we go.
Deal with your broken heart. You have to move on. Deal with your broken heart.
One extra thing about this shower that is very special to me is every single morning, and I've been doing this for about the past 4 years, I take a cold shower that is highly uncomfortable. And the reason why I do it is to drop that cold weight first thing in the morning, right? We want to build some momentum, and so I want to do something physically challenging and painful. And I do that right here in this little hurt box right here. So that's it for the bathroom. Let's keep moving. So now on the other side of the bathroom, we're transitioning into my own bedroom. And this is directly across from the Monopoly sign. And what's cool about this is every single day I wake up and I walk out of the bathroom, and the first thing I see is right there. Reminds me success is due every single day. So let's go ahead and walk into the bedroom now. This bedroom is really interesting because it's very spacious, right? I got my bed right there. And then on top of that, we have all this new wall art, right? So this is actually my workstation, and this is where I take all of my calls. So anytime I take a sales call, I do coaching calls, or I host any of my webinars or master classes, that's always gonna be done here. And I love standing while I talk because it actually increases the amount of energy that I'm able to generate. And up top right there, we have the success iceberg. And if you've ever seen that image, it's very common, right? It's just a common reminder that that tip of the iceberg, all that success that you see, there is so much below that. There is so much more hard work, discipline, and long nights associated with it. And that's just such a great reminder to myself. So right over my head, over bed, I pray to God that it won't fall on my head, but this right here is the work smarter, not harder. And as you can see right there, there's a man pushing a stone, right? You can either push the rock, that's a square, which let's be honest is gonna be very difficult to do, or you can go ahead and push the ball, right? And the ball, and you can see right there, the way that actually happened was he had to chip apart that stone. And this actually reminds me to always think like a CEO. Within my businesses, rather than doing a task myself, I always think to myself, how can I build a system? How can I build a process out of this? And then train one of my team members to do it, right? That way I can focus on the 5% of tasks that CEOs can only focus on. One thing, when I met Ben Francis, the owner of Gymshark, he told me one big secret to him scaling his business is he follows the 5-95 rule, which is essentially 95% of the tasks within your business can be done by team members. 5% of those tasks can only be done by you, whether that's the sales, whether that's the marketing side of things, and those are the things you must focus on. Now, this bookshelf 90% of these books are not actually mine. As you can see, there's a lot of books and I've only been here for a couple of months. The person who lived here prior to me was actually Mike Zhang, who was also my Muay Thai coach. Mike actually is now a multi-seven-figure business owner, and he used to read a lot to just flood his brain with personal development information. And so Mike left me a very expensive portfolio of books to read from. But what I want to show you actually is this artwork up here. And this line actually, it says, "Closed mouths don't get fed." And the reason why I have this artwork is because I always grown up very shy. I've always grown up very insecure ever since I was a little kid. And when I got into business for myself, the number one fear that I had was to sell, was to promote my products. And it wasn't until I realized that if you have a product that truly changes people's lives, it's your absolute number one responsibility to sell aggressively and try to reach as many people out there as possible. And looking at that line reminds me every single day that I gotta be aggressive. I got to push. I have to, in any kind of task, whether it's treating my workouts, my business, my sales strategies, I have to be able to push and be aggressive, because that's the only way to make a difference in this world. That's what it is right there. Now, the cool thing here that I didn't tell you is these pieces of art that you see, just like that one right there, was actually sent by a company called Iconic. And this is one of the first brands I've ever worked with. Iconic is a very successful company that makes artwork, canvases specifically for people who are passionate about entrepreneurship, personal development. And if you're a driven person, this is the company for you. I connected with one of the owners and co-founders of this company. His name is Mark. He was so generous to send me all these canvases over. So Mark and the Iconic team, I just want to thank you so much for shipping it all the way from California to Toronto, Canada. And if you want to pick up one of these pieces, I'm actually gonna have a discount code so you can save 15% off, as well as go and check out some of these pieces of artwork. So I'll put that link in the description down below if that's something that you're interested in. And come on, let's keep going in the tour. Last part of my room that I want to show you is actually my whiteboard. So this is a gigantic whiteboard, and I put my entire business strategy on here. So every single morning when I get up and I change, what I typically like to do is I actually like to watch this whiteboard and see what exactly needs to be done for the current day. This essentially maps out on a week-by-week basis, a little bit more macro, what the goals are and targets that I want to accomplish. And it's really powerful for me because it reminds me every single day when I stand up to always stay focused on these goals and not get distracted by other shiny objects. And the last thing I want to show you in the bedroom is actually this beautiful, incredible view. So we're on the 27th floor and I have a direct view of the CN Tower that identifies Toronto. It just makes me so grateful to live here. So grateful for this apartment. Sometimes one thing that I love to do is when things get a little stressful, a little hectic in the business, I just come out here, I pray, I listen to some worship music, and I just look outside and look at this view, and it really calms me down, right? Gratitude is such a powerful exercise, and definitely one of the times I practice gratitude is when I come out here. So that's gonna be it for this bedroom. Let's go out and check out the rest of this apartment, right? And you're gonna see right over my head, there is the classic pull-up bar, because how can you be in fitness if you don't have a pull-up bar, right? This is cool because anytime I like taking a break, every 1 to 2 hours from working, I'll just walk up from my desk, stand up here, knock out a couple pull-ups. So great way to go ahead and get some energy going. Walking now over to the living area. Here is where actually all the magic happens in the growth and the impact of the businesses. So that is my desk right there. It's a sitting desk. And then my roommate, my older brother, that is Jason's desk, and he loves to work while standing, and so his desk, honestly, it looks way cooler than mine. But let's go over to my working desk, I'll show you what it's like. This right here is where I always sit down for my deep work sessions. What I really like about it is the fact that it has such an incredible view while I'm working. I have a couple things on my desk. The first one is my 100,000 subscriber YouTube award. And what I always like to do every single morning as a focus trigger is I actually take this cross. This is a cross that reminds me that the Lord is always with me every single morning when I start work, and I put it down at that table right there. That's just something I do every single morning to remind me that God's with me in my business. I have a little mini whiteboard right here that just reminds me of a couple different things that I need to always keep top of mind. And the most important one when it comes to business is that 80% of my time, energy, money, and resources need to be focused on sales. That's a picture with me and one of my mentors, Joel Marion, who's a very successful 9-figure CEO who has given me so much opportunity in this life. So I always look at these things, it motivates me, it pushes me to keep moving faster, to further my impact. And if I go ahead and turn it around from my work desk, right next to the work desk is the kitchen right over here. It's a nice little cozy kitchen, nothing too complex. You know, take a look over here. There is the stovetop as well as the oven. I use the oven all the time for meal prepping my meats so I can make sure I get enough protein. And then on this side, we have the dishwasher as well as the refrigerator. Nothing too special here. This is essentially just where all the food is lined up top on the cabinets. Great place to go ahead and fuel up, right? Now walking over from the kitchen and the common area of where we work over to the relaxation living room, this is the most beautiful part. This is the gemstone of the home. So this is essentially where Jason, my roommate, and I relax at the end of our days, right? We have a nice 55-inch TV that we like to kick back. I personally love watching The Office because Kevin Malone, Dwight Schrute, and Steve Carell, Michael Scott are the best characters there are. And I'm biased, but let me tell you, if you agree with me that The Office is the best TV show in the world, drop a comment down below so I know that you're with me on that one. I try to stay away from here during the workday because when I sit down here on that comfortable couch, my brain starts to associate that with relaxation and stopping work. And Iconic also sent me that really cool painting back there. I got that one specifically for Jason. So Iconic, thanks so much for gifting that over to Jason. Very, very grateful for you for doing that. And it's pretty artsy. I'm not a big fan of lips, but come on, that's pretty cool, right? And I'd say the best view in the entire house is gonna be this corner right here because not only do we get the downtown skyline, but we also have the Toronto Airport, a local small little private airport right across there, and then Lake Ontario is out there. So you get this pretty much 270-degree view of downtown Toronto here, and it's always so much light. As you can see, this is a very well lit up place, and you just have such amazing views. Now this little part down here is really, really interesting. This is the home gym. Because as of COVID, we haven't really been able to get out to the gyms. Gyms in Toronto still have not been opened up yet. So we just have a couple weights. It's a 62 pound, 44 pound, and sometimes I do weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, and we try to make the most of essentially this place. So around 2 to 4 p.m. on the days that we do train, we turn this little common area into a little gym. So that's a little fun thing that we do because we've got to stay in shape during this time that we're all stuck at home. So the one thing that you want to know that everyone is so curious is numbers, right? What are the numbers? What's the price? What's the cost of living in a beautiful place like this? And it's actually not as bad as you think it is, especially me coming from LA. Real estate's really expensive back there. But the total flat here is 2-bedroom, right? And it's about $3,500 for this entire place. I pay half, which is 1,750 Canadian, which comes out to about 1,300, 1,400 US dollars per month. And the square footage on this total place is also not that big. It's about 1,100 square feet. So it's not small and it's not tight, but it's also not a magnificent large spot. So this is essentially what $1,700, $1,800 a month can get you here in Toronto. Hey, I also want to show you one cool part about this apartment, which is actually we have a balcony, a functioning balcony. And come on, let's step outside, I'll show you the view. It's not that big of a balcony as you can see. It's actually pretty narrow here, but it's not so much the square footage that matters. It's the fact that we can get out here and experience this incredible view. Let's take a look and I'll show you exactly what I mean, right? So you can see there's the CN Tower right over there, and right over here on that side we have Lake Ontario, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now, how could I make a high performance video? How could I call myself a high performance coach if I don't give you some high performance value? So if you enjoyed this apartment tour, you're gonna enjoy this even more because every single week I try my best to do the 1-minute shot clock, and this is where I answer one of your questions. So if you have a question related to high performance that you have for me, go ahead and type that in the comments, write high performance question. I'd be happy to answer that for you. And this week's question is coming from Mishraf Azam, and the question goes, what are focus triggers? How does it help, and what is the idea behind it? And I'm so glad that you asked that question. Essentially, focus triggers are things that we do every single day. These are certain actions that are associated with your brain thinking about a certain pattern that you're about to enter. So for example, for myself, every day I wake up and I go ahead and jump in the cold shower. It shocks my body into an elevated state in which then I know, all right, it's time to get to work. Every single night, I also have a very similar routine in which I perform a set of actions, and those help me to fall asleep better because it tells my brain, all right, it's time to relax. So whenever I put that cross on the table, it reminds me it is a focus trigger for me to get back to work. So for yourself, whatever that may be, find certain things, little actions in your day that have a lot more significance behind them because they're associated with you getting to work, toning down from work, winding down, relaxing, whatever it may be, you could definitely benefit from focus triggers and low. Now, if you want to know more about high performance, as you're watching this coming Saturday, I'm actually going to be teaching 5 hacks of how to double your productivity while taking off 10 to 12 hours of your work week. All right, it's completely free live masterclass. If you want to give that a go and attend, I'm going to be there live to answer your questions. Go ahead and click that first link down below, and that is going to take you to the registration page before you go ahead and register for that masterclass. I cannot wait to see you on it. And hey, hope you enjoyed this apartment tour. This is where I live. This is where all the magic happens within the business. Cannot wait to see you on the next video. So until next time, stay sharp, stay focused, and go crush it.